Happy Sunday! Yay! Welcome to Pound Zero, my weight loss journey. It's week 15 this week, and to be completely honest with you, it hasn't been a great week. It hasn't been a bad week, but it was not a good week, and I will explain all of that in the not too distant future. And of course we have the catch up of my weight to date, also not great, not bad, but not great. And I have also been challenged to a fad diet. I'm not entirely concerned, but I will explain that in the not too distant future too. And of course over the next week I will be doing something of a bit of a video diary to fill you in on that fad diet, that fat crash diet. Let's get going. With my food this week? Well, to be completely honest, not a lot. In terms of food, I was pretty spot on for the vast majority of the week. There were a couple of days where I did splurge on a bit of takeaway, but I did also manage to take that into account when I was considering my calorie intake for the day. What I think threw me this week is that it was another crazy week at work, and it did my head in beyond anything. Like it really wasn't a great week at all. A lot of it had to do with the timings of things, and there were a couple of days there where I would have breakfast. I could not have morning tea because of meetings and whatnot. And then I wouldn't have lunch until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, by which time it was too late to have an afternoon tea and I'd be full from what I ate from lunch. So then I'd get home and I really wouldn't be hungry, but I'd eat anyway because I knew I would be hungry much later in the evening and I didn't want to be eating too late. But it just, the whole routine was thrown. My metabolism, I can only assume because it's not really a visual thing, but it must have been all over the place. I had no idea whether it was Arthur or Martha. It's an interesting concept that you need to eat to lose weight. I suppose for a lot of people that really doesn't compute in the brain, but it is just keeping that metabolism going, firing it up every morning and just letting it maintain and burn through everything that you're consuming. So when you have those ups and downs and those big gaps where, you know, by not having lunch until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was absolutely famished. Felt like my stomach was eating itself just to try and get something. So my metabolism would have been up and down, up and down, up and down, and it was all over the shop. So in terms of weight loss, let's get onto the scales. Just to recap, when I started my journey at the beginning of the year, I was 120 kilos or 264.5 pounds. Last week, when I weighed in, I came at 111.5 kilos or 245 pounds. And this week, where I was a little bit concerned, there were a couple of days where I was going back up the scales, and then, no, what am I doing wrong? I came in this week at 111.5 kilos or 245 pounds. So that's a big fat, zero weight loss this week. Not stoked, not upset. I'm not any closer to my mini goal of 110 kilos, which is highly disappointing. But I didn't go back up. I know I did things and I didn't do things that weren't going to help my journey. So the fact that it didn't go anywhere, it's not entirely unexpected. If we consider the fact that I did absolutely no exercise whatsoever, I didn't even manage to cram in any incidental exercise. Although I suppose I did. There was a couple of days where I I walked quite quickly to the car park more often than I would in a day. But I hadn't parked any further away. I didn't take the stairs when I should have. I didn't get out and do a walk at lunch. I didn't do any of my programs at all. I didn't go to the gym. I did very, very little indeed. So a zero weight loss is highly, highly unsurprising in the end. I was concerned about it going back up, but considering what I was doing to myself with my food intake and my lack of exercise and my general lack of enthusiasm for anything this week, it's been a pretty downer, been a pretty big downer of a week. I'm mildly surprised that it stayed where it was. I didn't expect to lose anything, but watching it for a couple of days go up, I was resigning myself to the fact that I may have to come on here on Sunday and say, by the way guys, I screwed up again. Hey. We're still better than we were in January. So I'll take it. So we all know in a weight loss plan, it is very important to have goals. And of course you have your long-term goal, which is where you want to be when you finish. Your short-term goals are your first little hurdles that you want to get to. So in my instance, I'm going in groups of 10 kilos. So my first mini goal from 120 kilos is getting to 110 kilos. But what about the goals in between? Because surely there still are some. So one of the visuals that you're probably going to get next week is actually that medium-term goal that I'm really looking forward to achieving, and I can already see me getting there. So of course my medium-term goal, just in interest of full disclosure, is to get down to a size 16. So at 120 kilos, I was a size 20. At least I was most comfortable in a size 20. In terms of clothes, though, it's kind of hard to judge because while I say I was a size 20, I was buying them from plus size stores and I was very comfortable in those. But if I went to any mainstream store and tried to get into a size 20 there, it was very uncomfortable. It was quite tight. So I suppose by getting to a size 16, I'm actually looking to go to a mainstream store and just buy stuff off the rack rather than just automatically beelining for the plus size area. So in terms of those mini goals, I was talking with a colleague and subscriber, how are you darling, about my initial struggle to get past that 110 kilo, because I clearly haven't made it there yet, and while I keep getting close, I never quite bust through that little barrier. So she suggested perhaps looking into one of the fad diets, one of the fast weight loss diets that everyone kind of sees pop up on their Facebook feeds or hear them in the media. I'm like, no. So in that respect, we did a little bit of research and whatnot, and actually settled down to a 7-day diet, which I tried many years ago and was reasonably successful with it. We've settled on the cabbage soup diet, which is a diet that I tried many years ago. I haven't really touched on fad diets like this since. I have stuck to the more sustainable, longer term diets that I've mentioned in a previous video. So by longer term diets, I'm talking about the Tony Ferguson meal replacement. I'm talking the Michelle Bridges 12-week body transformation, Weight Watchers, and to some degree they all worked. They were just very costly. The cabbage soup diet is not suitable for long-term weight loss. It's a low-fat, high-fiber diet that will get you in shape. That's designed to get you into shape fast, but over the long term, you do need to exercise and adhere to a healthy, balanced diet. So this really is just to kickstart everything and start you on your path, or get you over one of those little hurdles. One of the biggest concerns I see in the reviews for these types of diets is the fact that it is such fast weight loss, and that a lot of the weight being water weight, people do tend to gain back that weight quite quickly. I guess we're going to test this theory. I'm doing the 7-day diet to get over hurdles, so if the weight comes back on, I can assure you you're going to hear about it. Of course, you can repeat the diet periodically. Obviously, just don't overdo it, and don't ever do it for more than 7 days at a time. It should at least be week on, week off. So let's consider that challenge accepted. Well, that's it from me for another week. Thanks for watching, and of course, if you're new here, you're always more than welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Of course, give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything you want me to try out, leave a comment below. And of course, if you just want to say hi, leave a comment below. Follow me on Twitter or on Instagram. Links are in the description below. Of course, down there is also a link to this 7-day cabbage soup diet that I'm going to give a go over the course of the next week, and I will be reporting back. So look forward to that. Until next time, be healthy and be good to each other. Bye. So, in terms of weight loss, I actually didn't lose any this week. It's too early for that. And I know I didn't do, So the fact that my weight didn't go anywhere, did bleh, de bleu? But I am recording. What was the question? I can't remember what I was up to.